Boom! And welcome back, folks. I'm coming at you live. Well, not live since this is recorded, but you know what I mean. Feeling alive, if you will. Being that it's a beautiful, beautiful, mystical, magical morning here in Sedona, Arizona. Yeah, we're going to be talking today about the soul of the desert. Booyah! Intro!
You'll be the life of the party. You'll be the life of the party.
Greetings, folks, and welcome back to another Product Spotlight with your host, Douglas Smythe from PhoenixShaving.com. Today we are going to be looking at, as I mentioned in the intro, Solstice. Truly the soul of the desert. And from Sedona, Arizona at that. The inspiration behind this. That's right, folks. When I came to visit Sedona a couple years back, I was so inspired by the majesticness of the surroundings, the red rocks, the buttes, the cliff walls, the cliff faces. It's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, everything is red here, red and green. It's like Christmas in the desert or something like that. But it's truly just, I mean, this is the home of the vortex. Google that, Sedona vortex. I'm not about to get into that now. I'm probably sitting in the center of it, actually, just to tell you the truth, because I do feel a little woo, but yeah, very excited to be here today. Very excited to be back, and very excited to talk about one of my absolute favorite scents. I know I always say I don't have favorites, but this one is like, I can't escape from this one because it's oh so different in comparison to all my other scents, to all the other scents in shavedom that I've tried so far. It's masculine. It's got some zing to it. It's really like mystical stuff. And there's no mistake there because all the ingredients, the sage, the sweetgrass, the cedar, the rose absolute, and the benzoin resin are just ingredients that have been used in different ceremonies and traditions all throughout the world by all different tribes, clans, people, and religions. Not that I'm trying to pull any of that off with a shave, but I am kind of trying to add a little bit of sacredness, if you will, to something we already almost take as a daily ceremony. We call traditional wet shaving. It's our passion, it's our love, and to some, it's our religion.
Oh, bye, bye.
So I just wanted to tie the room together with that. So what we have here, again, is very sage forward. It's aromatic. It's herbaceous, masculine, energizing, different, sharp, very sharp with the sage, clean and stimulating. There's something very uplifting about this. In fact, I want to encourage you to read the sales page. I put a lot of time and energy into our sales pages. This is no different. However, it's not as long as most of our other sales pages, but it is on point when it comes to dropping some knowledge. So please read that after this. The link will be below. Okay, so this top note, as I mentioned before, is sage. It's white sage, desert sage. It's the stuff that's used ceremonially around the world, smudge sticks, all that jazz. Sage comes from the Latin, salvare. I think it's the same root as salvation almost. No. I could be wrong there, but salvare anyways. And that translates into to heal. And there is something very healing about this scent. I'm telling you, it's refreshing. Like, it's energizing in a way like that. You know, when you go to a health food store, I don't know if you've ever been to a health food store, but if you have, you know what I mean. When you're shopping the aisles, you feel like I'm beginning again. Everything is new and fresh. That's the way I feel when I shave with this stuff in the morning. And there's no, I don't think there's anything, there's no mistake there. I mean, there's a reason for that. There's something that's hardwired in our brain that's directly connected to these different sages used all around the world. We also have the new aftershave. I say new because, unlike our older one, this one doesn't contain alum. Now, I know like some people love the alum in our aftershaves, God knows I do, but there are some people that were turned off by it for one reason or another. Their face or their skin just doesn't agree with alum. And with the new bottles, with the introduction of the new bottles, I decided not to add it to the ingredients. What does contain, however, is white sage hydrosol, peppermint hydrosol, and rose water, or rose hydrosol. Now, these hydrosols are flower waters that are byproducts of the distillation process, which is when we're distilling the rose oil or the white sage oil, the peppermint oil. part of the distillation is, or a majority of it is, the production of this flower water. You get very little essential oil when you distill, but you get a lot of water, flower tinged water, if you will. It's magical stuff, and I choose to use that rather than just plain water in an aftershave because I feel like it lives in between the prominent notes. Again, you might not notice it there, but you would notice if it wasn't there. So rather than using plain water, I choose to use these flower waters that are blend harmoniously in combination with these main notes. You know, some just stack on top of each other, like the white sage hydrosol just stacks on top of this white sage. The rose stacks on top of the rose absolute. So it really just creates more of a depth and presence. You know, it has all the face-saving ingredients of a traditional aftershave, if not more, like liquid silk, which may not be in traditional aftershaves, but traditionally or historically they've been in mine. Liquid silk, making it not vegan, but making it super silky, smooth. Anyone that's tried my aftershaves, you know that feeling at the end. Also aloe vera. Anyone who follows me knows that I believe religiously in the aloe vera plant. I think it's nature's aftershave, and I try to include it in everything I do when it comes to aftershave. So the same great face-saving ingredients as all my other traditional aftershaves, and the staying power of a cologne. 8, 9, 10 hours, depending on your body chemistry. This is going to last a long time. We're talking berry white long time. So again, please read up on our sales page for more information on all these ingredients that I dig into. But you know, it's basically a mysterious, herbaceous, manly scent, very different than anything else that's out there. And you can quote me on that. This is truly a very different take. We have it now in an EDP too. We just released the EDP. You're going to absolutely love this. This, on top of containing the same essential oils and absolutes, also contains resins and sage leaves too. I'm building like this tincture up around it. I'm steeping it in that. So it's really this full-on, full-bodied, aromatic, herbaceous, all-day projection happening here. So one warning combination: aftershave, soap, and even the deodorant, our sports strength deodorant. This is a power pack right here. This is a mystical power pack, if you will. Most people talk about a trifecta. I say quafecta, if that's even a word. Is that a word? No! Regardless. This right here is going to keep that scent going strong all day long. And then you can, you know, supplement with our shampoo, traditional shampoo and conditioner. Lovely stuff right here. And the same great scent, and our star jelly. Now, for those of you who have not tried our Star Jelly yet, you need to try our Star Jelly. Star Jelly, as I've said before, is the love child of traditional alcohol-based aftershave and an aftershave balm. But unlike a balm, especially in the summertime, it doesn't feel a little bit heavy on the skin. And that may be just me, but I find balms in the summer just don't work for me. This, however, since it contains alcohol also, has a similar dry down effect as our traditional aftershaves. So you get that dry down, and it also has menthol in it too, which gives you that little tingle. So I mean, it absorbs super fast, dries down fast. Not as strong as my aftershaves, but the scent is in there. It will last, but it lasts more like as long as a traditional aftershave, not like an aftershave cologne. So pick your poison or combine them all, folks, and you're gonna do all right when it comes to Solstice. Solstice really is something different. It really is an uplifting experience. It really is an experience. And as I mentioned before, if we already consider our morning shaves me time, we can consider it our ritual, if you will, a ceremony. We can, compare it to green tea ceremony. I hear that all the time. This takes it that extra step. This does really make it an experience. It really adds to that whole, I mean, you gotta smell it. If you haven't already, I highly suggest you pick some up. If you don't trust me, pick up a sample, and I think it'll really change your mind on all things Solstice. So that said, folks, if I haven't mentioned it already, I'm trying to think if I have. Yeah, I've filmed this a couple times already. Different things happen. Bigfoot walked by during one part. Yeah, he haunts me, stalks me, if you will. Then there was another thing with a jackrabbit. I don't even want to get into that. A bus of tourists. I just can't escape it. No planes, however. No planes. I just can't wait. Until next time, folks, this is Douglas Smythe from PhoenixShaving.com, bringing you another product spotlight, and just enjoying the Sedona. The Sedona. Peace out.